But it looks like it's good. We're rocking and rolling. Justin, thank you
All
so
right.
much for being here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
you're
Uh,
you're in the truck. Let's go while we got a good feed. We've been trying to do this for a while. You came on the
so good.
podcast. Thank you so much for that. You sort of told everyone sort of your backstory, so I won't cover that. You've
Okay.
done. We were just talking before. You've done 30 deals now
Right.
in a couple years.
Mhm.
My question for you, I have a couple questions, sort of like
Okay.
personal questions, if you don't mind. Was
Okay,
there
sure.
ever a time that you were just confiding to yourself, to to your wife, in your heart of hearts, that you just shouldn't have got started with mobile home investing? You regretted it. Yeah. Did that thought ever come through your mind? If so, when? Does it always happen? Is it just once? What do you?
Right.
Please, yeah.
Well, it did pop in my mind. I mean, a failure never feels good. We love the good deals. The bad deals are the ones that really throw us off. I'd say, because I have other things to fall on. So some of you out there may have another job that you're doing, or you may have a good extra strategy when things fall. You can have maybe other income coming in, maybe your wife, your girlfriend, or whoever. Um, but with me, I have two other businesses that are both are successful. My partner is running one of them 80%, 90%. I don't even really have to be there. And then I have my wife running the other in a very small tone compared to what I was doing because I'm a sales. My wife is an introvert. But when I would fail, I would want to change direction, as in change the of what really what you teach on how we market and how we do things. And I wrote a word down. Just I was going to go just in case you were going to ask me about something different, but I could probably use it in the same principle. Repeat. When we succeed, we repeat the process. When we fail, we repeat the process. And repeat is probably the biggest thing that I had to learn. It doesn't matter whether you fail or succeed, you continue to repeat the process daily, weekly, and monthly. And I have failed repeating progress. I mean, I got signs in the back. I did pass out some signs yesterday, but the repeat the process. So what I suggest you do is don't worry about the 50 things you could do to be successful. Worry about maybe the three things you can do weekly that you do every week, and you don't go to bed or you don't have a fun weekend until you hit those three things. Then, at least the foundation is being built strong. But the failure has made me a better person. And once you do 30, the reason why I've really dived into John is I want to do long-term instead of short-term. Short-term flips are good, and they really put icing on the cake. But long-term is where it's at. That's where the wealth is built.
When you say mistakes, are we talking? I mean, clearly you're still doing this. What kind of mistakes are we talking about?
Well, I would say, great question. When you get on a tendency, let's say that you don't have anything on the plate, and let's say a deal comes across, and let's say it's 4 o'clock when you show up, and the time you get negotiating, it's now 5 o'clock, and then they say, yeah, I paid the taxes, and yeah, the lot rent's paid up, and yeah, this is in my name, and here's the title, and you look at it, and you're like, okay, it's in your name, and I said, so definitely the lot rent's paid, definitely taxes. Oh yeah, absolutely. And you're in a rush because you haven't done a deal in a while, and then you go and you buy it after hours. You can't check with the tax office and all that, and then you burn yourself. Well, for me, I only want to go through failure only so much. I don't want to go through a lot of pain, and so just I wouldn't say a deep pain. I would just say it's going to cost you money, and I don't like spending money on failures. At the end of the day, I can have someone call me an idiot and deal with it my own way. But when someone's pulling money out of my pocket, that's when I get really offended. Or I don't want to repeat the process.
Well, especially if it's you or the one that's doing it, just through
Right.
mistakes or being naive or reacting too quickly or
When I fell into this business a little less than 2 years ago, I fell into it not knowing what the heck I was doing. And John, you kind of know that background. I was kind of fumbling all over the place. But fumbling all over the place is okay. We're all going to do it. It doesn't matter if you have a background in real estate or you don't have any sales experience or you don't really know how to talk to people. I always say, I want to write a couple of books out there, but, I'd say stutter to success. And what I mean by that is fumble, trip, fall, stutter, act like you know what you're talking about, don't really know it, fake it till you make it. I mean, all that stuff, just act like that you don't lie, but paint a picture in your head that, I'm going to be confident when I'm going to do this. At the end of the day, if you're going to work a 9 to 5, you can't stand, then why not do a 9 to 5 in this? It's something that can actually build up wealth if you slow and steady do it. I tell a lot of people don't quit your job, just start small. But fail is just part. I've learned that failing is just part of the process. I'm going to continue to fail. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yes. If you're not failing, you're not moving. I mean, we try to mitigate those failures and reduce them if possible. When you say, so there's a fine line there. Like when you say just stumble towards success, fake it till you make it, where's the point that people should draw the line that, okay, I finally learned enough, now I can take action, versus there's still more I got to learn, but how do I ever know when I can take action?
Right. Well, I think that people put too many things in front of them that will be like, I know when we say wall, we think of, Donald Trump or something like that. Let's take that out of the commission. But when we put our own walls up in front of each other that will allow us to limit what we can do, it shouldn't be failure. Failure is just part of the deal. So if you don't like failure, I suggest you shouldn't even have your own business. That's my answer. Because the failure normally falls is on the boss or the owner of the company, right? So don't let that stand behind. Be careful about putting your own limits on yourself. I went to 2 Tony Robbins events. I've learned a lot of stuff from books and all that. Books and the events can only take you so far. Eventually, you just have to pick up the phone and call. I don't want to get too far from your question, but when is enough on learning? I'd say my demeanor was, I just want to crush it and I want to help people. And if you're in this business and you're all about the money, eventually you'll start lying, cheating, and stealing. If you're about the people, and you love the people, then this business is for you. I don't, there's other people doing it like me and like you, that may be doing it the wrong way. If you can get away with it once, you'll get away with it again. My suggestion is go slow and steady. You'll go far. My very first deal was my very worst deal because I bought it after hours, didn't know what the heck I was doing, went to Lowe's to buy all the products to put in the mobile home. It doesn't fit anything. I did all the wrong things. And I suggest if I could teach one thing on the failure is to fail fast. Fail fast. So that means don't be afraid to fail. Say, you know what? I want to fail fast because I'm going to learn real quick then. Because some people are afraid before they even start moving, afraid to market, afraid to put signs out, afraid to go to managers and parks. No, that's not the fail part. That's not even the hard part. The hard part is when someone lies straight to your face. So my worst part was my first deal. I bought it after hours. The next day, I told the lady, don't deposit on Friday. I just want to check some matter. Are you okay with that? But I gave her the full amount because it was only $1,500. And come to find out she was a year and a half on lot rent and taxes. It was a humbling experience. I went, did all the work myself. I mean, I could paint, but not very good. And I could do floor work and not very good. And overpaid on some help that I had. But through that, I realized, man, I did it wrong, but I got a renter in it. And then the renter lived in there for over 2 years, and it paid my initial investment off. And then I ended up selling it 3 years later and actually paid my wedding off. And so there you go. That is the truth. I actually sold 2 of my rentals and paid one off in cash. So anyway, that's good. So the good part of one I can say is buying one so good that I sold it within 24 hours and I made $13,000 cash.
That was the first one?
No. That was a good thing. That was probably like my fourth or fifth one.
Okay.
No. Sorry, John. I've already told you this. I bought my first one when I started getting into the business again, which was in 2018. Bought the first one, had it for 30 days, and when I sold it, I made 13,000 profit. And the 2 days later, I bought another one, and within 24 hours, I sold it, and I made another exactly 13,000 profit.
Did
So
those?
I made, so I was working at, that was the good news. So I was working at a luxury real estate firm and still have my license, but I kind of refer all my work. I would say that's my fourth business if you want to say anything, but no, so I learned real quick about flipping, but if I would have taken the 30 and, the sad story, if I would have taken the 30 and kind of converted them into rent to owns, I mean, it could have been like, man, I could have really benefited that way. But guys, don't focus on 30 or, some people, this is my, this is my worst thing that I can't stand. I can't stand when I find myself offering this number or when anyone else is buying one of my properties is offering this number is 10,000. I'll give you 10,000, or I'll show you 10,000. The reason why is 10 in general is what I'm talking about. Don't tell yourself this year I want to do 10 deals. That is just a made up number in our head that is our favorite number. Say what I suggest you do is do one as fast as possible. But I would even suggest you flip one your very first deal. Don't do a rent to own. Because normally most, I say 80% of people who are doing this are normally not the ones who have a ton of money laying around.
Right.
So do a flip first, get your money, get your confidence built up, get everything excited, and then the next one do a rent to own where you get that money down and get your initial investment back out of it, and then you're moving along. I'd say the proud moment is where we live in this area that they have this nice steak restaurant here. It's one of the best in the area, but it's so expensive. Just the steak itself is anywhere from $75 to $95 just for the steak. And so to go there on my anniversary, now I'm not talking my anniversary for marriage, I'm talking my anniversary for per year. So on March 23rd, I go to it and I drop it. And the first bill with tip was like $440. I mean, it was just crazy with the tip. $440 for two people. And we did it. We did the wine, the drinks, the stuff. And at the end of the day, I didn't mind doing it because it was a blast. So, I would say celebrate too, within the means.
That's an awesome one. I wasn't expecting that. That's cool. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing those three stories. Thank you for talking about just times that you might have regretted getting into this business or when we make a mistake. That's human nature. To have some regret, but improving ourselves, making mistakes, failing, picking yourself back up, moving forward, doing it again and again and again, repeating what's working. Thank you so much, Justin. I'm not going. Yeah, we're going to be talking. We're talking a bunch more. Thanks for hopping on this video. I know we've been trying to get on for a while, so thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, John.